right, so we are here for the 5-Star Podcast at Jeff Ruby's Louisville, interviewing Mike Smith, a dear friend, family member. Thank you for being here, and we're just honored. I can't wait to sit down and have a chat and a great conversation before you go eat and then go compete.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that. Eat, compete.
Eat and compete, yeah.
And here we are in Louisville, the Derby. I mean, it's surreal in the Churchill Room. So welcome to the 5-Star Podcast.
So happy to be here. I've been looking forward to this.
I remember when we had dinner here last Derby with Caden, my son, and Caleb. I think it was either Javier or Johnny that we were sitting with.
I think Johnny was
Johnny?
with us, yeah.
Johnny. And I was so intrigued. I mean, truly one of the most interesting conversations I've had in a long time. And I don't know if anytime we've kind of been together and had conversations, we're having a lot of fun. But this one got deep. And I was so intrigued. I said, this would be amazing content. Same thing with Caleb. This would be amazing content. People need to hear more about just your philosophy. And it was almost sports psychology that I thought was cool. So here you are.
Yeah, we tend to do that every now and then. We'll get a little deep when we get all
We get the good
our
wine
brotherhood.
flowing.
Yeah, get a little wine, our brotherhood together, some of the boys, and usually a couple of the younger guys will be listening. So we get in with some pretty good stuff. At least we try to anyway. Stuff that's good, that's helpful, you know.
Yep. Well, before we get started, I do have a serious question for you. You don't know which way this is going.
No.
Which silk is yours?
You know, a lot of these silks that are in this room, I actually got for your father.
I know. I remember when we renovated.
Yeah, and so a lot of these are from owners way in the past that their colors had set there for years, and he was talking about how he wanted to decorate the room. It's gonna cost him a bunch to get a bunch of silks made and all that.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? Let me go check with the
silk deal.
with the guy that runs the silks and see if there's any that some owners have left behind or have passed on or whatever. And so that's what all these silks are. I got him about 60 pairs.
There were a lot, and it was like he hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
And I remember I actually helped hang some of these up. So did he, which made me very nervous because he's on a ladder. And
it's pretty cool.
Putting all of them up.
If they could talk, man, these silks could tell some stories, man. I bet they could tell some good ones.
Well, let's just get right into that.
Yeah.
Then. I want to hear your story. So I think, obviously you're gearing up for a great race, and I think, I've been texting you some of these videos like you've never seen them before. I'm seeing the stories on social media, and I'm so excited for you.
I am too. Listen, I wasn't sure I was going to make it back. I'll be 60 in August, and the inevitable is coming, it's getting towards the end, and so you just never know if you're going to make it. But this horse just gave me that little glimmer of hope, and it just kept getting brighter and brighter and brighter until we made it here. So pretty incredible. And not that this is going to be my last Derby by no means. I'm not talking about retiring. But who knows if you'll make it again? It's like trying to make the championship game in whatever sport you're playing. So it's very difficult to get here. So I'm just blessed to be here and happy to give it another shot. And we're not without a good chance as well.
Great shot.
I believe we got a really good chance. He's a horse that's gotten better with each race. His numbers have gotten better. He's gotten faster as he's gone farther. And if he'll take that next step forward off the Santa Anita Derby into the Kentucky Derby, he's not without a big chance.
Yeah. So it was interesting when going back to that conversation. I remember at the time, Caden was having a hard time at the free throw line, and he was all in his head. I'm like, listen, we got some amazing jockeys here. Talk to me about pressure. Talk to me about what is going through your head, and the way that you articulate it, because whether it's basketball, whether it's you're about to come out the gate, and if it's business, if it's running a business or trying to open on time. We had a situation here. I'm like, we open in 10 minutes. High pressure, though. Just high pressure. I don't even know if you remember what you said, but talk a little bit about what's going through your head. What do you prepare? How do you prepare?
I'd be interested to hear what I said, because that was last year, so I'm not sure what I said. But for me, anyway, for some reason, and maybe I got this from watching some of the riders before me, how they handle pressure, and it's great to have. That's good energy to have. When someone tells you that they're not nervous or they're not you know, got butterflies in their stomach, but something's wrong with them. They're not ready then. I mean, you have to have that. That energy is powerful, right? But it's how you use that energy, man. And to me, I just slow it way down because the game's fast enough as it is. I mean, you know, these horses hit from 0 to almost 40 miles per hour in 3 strides. So if I'm using that energy and I'm speeding it up with them, the decisions, it's too quick to make a good decision, you know. But if I can slow it down in my head and still let him go as fast as he's going, I can pretty much make a pretty clear decision. And that's really what I do. I just seem to slow things down for some reason.
Wow.
And I've heard, I don't know, it just makes me so calm that it almost seems like everyone's moving in slow motion to me for some reason. And I can look ahead and I can see what's going on in front of me and you know, dictate where I need to make my move, whether it be stay where I'm at or move to the inside, move to the outside, or try and get up into a gap that I think is there. If you'll slow things down and you'll make the right decision almost every time, 9 times out of 10 times you'll make the right decision. But if you don't, if you speed it up just for that one little moment, then you're checking, and once you check, man, you're out the back. And I mean, it's just you'll blow it because once you have to check and you lose momentum, everyone takes your spot. So you might go from 3rd to 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I mean, just that fast, you know. So it's important to slow things down and make good decisions, you know.
My wheels are spinning right now because I'm thinking, you know, one, how do you, and that's exactly what you were telling Caden at the time, and I'm thinking about it from a business perspective. And I don't know if is it deep breathing? Is it you just have a switch in your mind that's like slow down? But like I'm super ADHD, so I'm doing a million things every day of my life. But I do know that if I don't slow down, I'm collateral damage. Your collateral damage,
Yes.
you know, when you're on the horse, if you're what is what I'm hearing you say. And the Bible talks, which is a faith-based, not in your face, but 5 stars. You know, and I didn't really
You know,
explain
I'm
this
all
well,
about
but
that.
I know how much you love God.
Yes.
And so the Bible talks about in those moments to be still and know that I'm God.
Nice. Ain't that the truth? I mean, it really
still.
is. In everything, in everything. I've listened to every great athlete, whether it be Michael Jordan saying the bucket's this big, like, and it's just so slow. So slow from whether it be a fighter, a boxer, who's just. I mean, you know how fast that they're going at each other, and when you can just slow that energy down, the picture's just so clear. You know, a baseball, the ball coming at you. I mean, I've heard it over and over. I've been blessed to have been around so many great athletes, and I just listen, and it really comes down to that, to just really slowing things down, and just, you know, everything in life's decisions, right? So you just need to make the right decision. So if you give yourself time, even if there's no time around you, you can give yourself time inside, you know.
I love that. I remember I did a business peer event with Mo Pickens, who was a sports psychologist on the PGA Tour, and he was coaching YPO Cincinnati at the time, and he said, you know, we're out on a tour, and every golfer, he's like, first of all, when you golf, he's like, you play so much better when you're walking 18 holes because you're thinking, you're just slowing down. And he's like, one of the things, he goes, I have 3 things I tell him for every time we go out. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing more, but drink your water on the way. Just slow down while you're walking to the hole.
Maybe that's my problem with golf, because I can't even I can't hit that little ball, man.
maybe you need Mo Pickens, but and then he gives them some technique to consider that whatever was going on, you know, with their game that day or for that season. And then I remember he said, you know, it was Easter, and I said, I told this guy, just don't forget what today is, and that's it. Wow. It's like simplify everything. And I think a lot of times, whether like I said, going a million miles an hour with business, and you have to be able to juggle many different things, or leadership in general. One of the things that Johnny said, and it was Johnny on the last podcast, you know, people forget that we're on 8 different horses that day. He talked about you got like 2 minutes to prepare for each race, right? I was talking about how crazy it was in that jock room, and kids running around everywhere, and like, how do you do that? But he's like, it's part of the game. And then you get on there, and I pray, and I just go. And he said the same thing you said. It slows down. It's like a dream.
Yeah, it really does, and each horse has its own personality. So the idea is not to get them to like you. It's just you adapting to them, because there's no time for all. So you just need to become part of who they are. If they're a bad guy, you might have to be a little bad guy at that moment. With that horse. If he's this, if he's that, or she's this or that. I mean, you just have to adjust to them really really quick, because it's not like you have 30 minutes to trying to get them to do things right your way. So you kind of go with them their way, and without them even knowing it, you got them going your way, and things work a whole lot better that way. Finesse works, in our game a whole lot more than strength. Strength comes in when maybe you're going for the finish, or something's happened where you need to really use strength to do something, to get out of a bad situation or to help somebody out or something. Most of the game's finesse. Most of it's all really just really good hands and really good finesse, getting them to do things without any tug of war, without any energy being wasted.
I had a server tell me that, a server who trained me at Jeff Ruby's, Tony Friedman, and he's still with us. He's a veteran server. He's been with us, gosh, I don't know, 30 years. And he said, Brittany, when you're serving, because to me that was the hardest position in our company, was serving, and and you want to get everything right. You have to remember, this guy needs a Coke. I need to come back with this. Consolidate your steps, but his theme was easy breezy, be polished, finesse. Easy breezy, Brittany. Everything's easy.
Everything
breezy.
flows, right?
Everything flows. You're gonna be Saturday. You're gonna be thinking on this horse like easy breezy.
There's a great motto that one of the most amazing farms in Kentucky, there in Lexington, Claiborne Farms. Have you ever heard their motto?
No.
It's do the usual unusually well.
Love that.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I never forgot that since I was an apprentice rider coming around. I remember visiting Claiborne Farm before I even got the opportunity to ride for him.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that motto, that's Claiborne Farm, is just do the usual unusually well. And that always stuck with me. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
I feel like that's the epitome of who you are.
It's worked. I've really used it in everything I do, really. And if you do that, man, you just get better, right? You just get better all the time.
How you feeling?
I feel great.
Feel good?
I know I'm gonna be.
You look great.
I'll be 60 here in August, but man, I swear to you, I was in the gym yesterday. I worked out, went for a nice little 5-mile run. Went to bed early, got on a plane, got here. I feel so good.
Awesome. You look great. I remember we went to David Burke's Steakhouse when we were at Saratoga. Is it where were we when?
I think it was in the Saratoga.
I think so. And
yeah.
I don't know if it was before the race, because it was 9 o'clock at night, and this is where I really got to know you. Me, Brandon, Dylan, we went out there and I feel like that's where we became family. My dad was, he's always like, Brittany, at some point this legacy needs to carry on, and he does such a great job. I want to talk a little bit about how you got to know him, but that trip was to build a relationship and really get to know you all and understand the why. He's like, you don't understand, these guys are amazing, they're family. I'm like, I believe you, I think they're great. No, you need to get to know them. But we got to dinner, and after dinner, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, you're like, all right, I'm going back to the hotel, I got to hit the treadmill. I'm like, excuse me? And I go down, and you're
ate too much.
I don't know, I'm like weighing in the next day, what? You're like on the treadmill, you had to get a sweat in, and I think it was like 5 miles. You're like, I'm gonna go run 5 miles or something crazy the night before.
Yeah, I'm a runner. A lot people pull weight different ways, but running to me, I don't know. I think I can think about the race and stuff as I'm running, and I get a lot accomplished in that 5-mile run or 3-mile run. So I enjoy running.
So let's talk about Jeff Ruby. Like, you are the OG.
The myth, the legend.
You are the OG. You are. How did the whole? I mean, really, we have it. You to thank for all of the jockeys, and that we have the relationships. How important it is to our brand.
Your dad to thank. How it started was. So I'd been in Kentucky for years and always coming. And when you guys opened up, I couldn't get in.
Oh gosh.
But a jockey named Garrett Gomez, God rest his soul, he's passed on.
Sure.
Used to come all the time, and he became friends with your father, and he invited me in. So I said, man, really? And I was by myself, so it worked out great. Where I didn't have a big, because usually I got a little entourage with me as well. and it worked out great. And at the time, I had just my contract was over with, I think it was Palms Casino in Las Vegas. I was wearing their logo on my pants, and that contract had just finished. And the dinner was amazing, as it always is, and it was so great. And then your father came. Garrett said, "We'll sit here for a while because Jeff's coming in. He wants to meet you, you know." So he sat down with us like he does, you know, and he's busy talking to everybody. And we're sitting, and I don't know, my wheels in my head just started spinning. And I think the Del Mar meet was going to be the next meet that we would probably be going to. I'm thinking just in my head. So I told Jeff, I said, "How about? Have you ever thought about, advertising on Jockey's pants, on the pants legs?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" Whatever. And I kind of explained it to him. Said, "I just had, Palms Casino. I won the Kentucky Derby the year before. A horse called Jockey, and really worked out great. The brothers loved it. The Maloof brothers, at the time, and they were, anyway." And so I talked about it. He said, "Well, what does something like that cost, or whatever?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you what we do is, how about I just get a table for 4." You guarantee me a table for 4 from now on, and I'll wear it for free to start with for this Del Mar meet, and then we'll talk after that and see if you want to continue with it or where it goes." So that's what happened, and then I just so happened to have a great, not only Del Mar meet, but I was flying back and forth to the East Coast of Saratoga, so I was in Saratoga, and I was getting to wear it there as well, and it just, and Garrett signed up with us as well, and he was on fire. And man, it was just everywhere, and that's kind of how that's how it started, and it just snowballed, and it just kept going. Now your father's got, every talented young rider there is right now. Everybody wants to wear Jeff Ruby pants so bad. I swear to you. Your father called me one night. He said, "Man, I'm watching the races at midnight here at Los Alamitos. 3 guys in the thing got Jeff Ruby pants. What are you gonna charge me for?" I said, "No, man, they just love the old ones. I give them to them."
No way. That's
all
how
the
that
guys
works?
they want a pair of Jeff Ruby
how's
pants.
How's brokering all these guys? Like, how are we
No,
getting
most of those guys.
Who's getting these pants?
I said it's an honor for them to wear them.
They're hand-me-downs?
Yeah, they're all hand-me-downs.
Same size, I guess. All right.
Pretty much. I mean, we don't differ maybe from small to medium, and that's about it.
I didn't even know
if
this.
it's a large jockey, man, he's in trouble.
Yeah, we don't want him.
Yeah, he's too big to be riding. But anyway, that's kind of how the whole thing started, and we became, I mean, your father's just a lovely man, and we just became close and very friendly. And Garrett passed on. He passed on. I mean, Johnny was the next big rider up, and man, we just see, of course, me and Johnny are like brothers, and he hit it off with your dad, and that's how that started. Then Javier got in, and then now he's got
I don't even know how many we have.
Irad, you got Flavian, then you have
9.
you have Tyler Gaffleone, you have some
we have good odds
you got some young talent too that's going to carry on through for a while.
Well, and talk about that a little bit. I what mentorship means to you, and how important that is. I mean, I saw the way that you spent 2 hours pouring into Caden, and the way you invest so much into all the jockeys, and I think you're the GOAT. They all look up to you. How important is mentorship to you, especially in horse racing?
You're passing it on, right? I mean, I was blessed to have the people before me, really sit down and help me out a lot. Really mentor me. We're one of the few sports that we don't have a coach. We don't have somebody coaching us, telling us, "Man, you do a little this, a little that, or don't do this, try this, try that." I mean, so we have to rely on each other. So we kind of coach each other, but that doesn't. Not all of them want to do that, right? I mean, not every quarterback for an NFL team wants to help the backup quarterback out because he's shooting for his job, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a tricky thing, but if you surround yourself, there's something to what our mothers used to tell us when we were young. Surround yourself around good people. It's important. Good things will happen, and that's what you kind of do in the jockstrom as well. You pick out a few of the riders that you admire, that you like. They're good people, and man, they love helping you out. And now we just all kind of just next guy. You just pass it back to the next guy.
All boats rise with the tide.
That's what I think. I figure if I make this kid better than he is now, it makes it easier for me to ride with, right? Because if they make mistakes, it's a chain reaction. It'll mess you up, even if you weren't the one that made the mistake. So it's important for everybody, because I'm thinking 2 moves ahead, and you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, therefore I'm going to do this. And if you don't do that and I do that, I look like the guy that made the mistake, right?
Or people get hurt.
Yeah, or people get hurt.
Yeah.
Because as you know, so when everyone's riding better and clean and smart, it makes all of our jobs easier.
Johnny said, I think it was Johnny or Javier said the same thing. I said, it just reminds me of sitting at the poker table. Like, you never want to sit next to the rookie.
No,
Ever. I'm like, this whole thing's going to get screwed up. Like, you can smell it too.
Even
like, you sit right there.
Even at a blackjack table, if they hit when they're not supposed to, you're like, oh.
Or blackjack, that's what I meant.
Yeah, you took my
it's
card,
blackjack.
man.
That's
yeah,
the thing. It's like they don't understand the rules. It's yeah.
So that's kind of like it is, and I, and then you just believe in yourself so much and I like it when people start doing well and doing good, because then now that gets me wanting to do even better. Now what's he doing a little different than I'm doing? Now he's starting to beat me, now and then I'll learn right back off of him.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
you're not an old dog new tricks. Like
no, I got a lot of tricks.
There's a lot of tricks up your sleeve. My dad says, don't. Oh gosh, what's the saying? Like, I taught him everything he knows, but I haven't taught him everything that I know, or something like. So it's.
I know the saying.
He's got a few of those. We call them Rubyisms. I'm butchering it. We'll find it and put it in there. But when I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. That's another one.
I'll give it to you.
But I just want to say thank you, truly, from the bottom of my heart, and Brandon and Dylan, that you want to talk about legacy with Jeff Ruby. Like, this is part of his legacy. And sitting in this room with you is surreal in Louisville. By the way, thank you. You have a lot going on, so thank you. We'll send you a nice little gift. I'll get you a 4-top at Ruby's on Saturday if you want.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got a lot going on.
Anybody who's everybody is going to be here.
No, but you bring so much joy to him, and you have for years. What was the first year?
Oh God, it's gone way back.
2018.
I mean,
you think?
we have some of our pants.
Look at this one behind you.
So a lot of when we're blessed to win the Derby or the Oaks or something like that, I mean, we bring them in and we sign them and give them to your father, and now they're hanging up. I mean, they're all over the place. There's even a pink pair. There's a pink pair that I. That's from Bafford when we won the Oaks on April
smile.
Tasman.
I mean, I look at this stuff and the joy.
But listen, I've met so many wonderful people through your father, man. Toby Keith, God rest his soul, man, and just everybody. I mean, everybody that's up there, they all become family and friends because of your dad with us, and
we have a lot of memories.
The only thing I've missed with your dad, I've missed it twice now, was his famous birthday party, and I'm not gonna miss it. This year.
Okay, we'll throw one just for you.
Yeah,
make sure you're there. Some of them came in.
Because I know Johnny and Javier did, and I couldn't make it.
Well, the foundation, that was a Jeff Ruby
that was
foundation.
a foundation thing, so I gotta make sure and make that next year.
100%, yeah.
Without a doubt.
But thank you. No, I mean, just from a faith standpoint, I know that you are strong in your faith. Talk a little bit about how that, gave you, what's it mean to you?
It means everything to me. I mean, literally lost without it. I mean, the only time I can remember not doing well, maybe even doing well, maybe through my job, through riding, maybe still winning races and doing well, but just wasn't, there, mentally happy, smart, was because I just wasn't. I'd fallen off the I'd fallen off the path, and every time I've gotten back on, I mean, just everything just works for me. But I've always been, some people say, well, I was, man, I found Christ, or I was born again, or I was born with him, and I never had, even when I was doing bad, I knew it was bad, I mean, I always knew, and still do to this day. I mean, and it's just something that I truly believe in, and even at times, this is can be a scary game at times, and if anybody tells you that they're not, or they're just not human. They're just telling you a story, because it really is. And man, I can put everything in his hands and go out there with a clear mind and just go for it with all I got. And you can't do that when you don't have something like that to believe in.
I mean,
I get emotional.
Mic drop. Actual mic drop. I love the way that you said that. You just put everything in his hands, and then guess what? You get to go live your life.
And then I get to do the things that he gave me the ability to do, right?
Amen.
You don't just put it in God's hand and then don't sit there and don't do nothing. I mean, he gave you all this ability to use it, but now I can use it with a clear heart, a clear conscience, and not be afraid. and just go for it, man. And that's just what I do.
Well, I think I feel like I was the same way. I just always had it, and we didn't grow up in church. I think sometimes church creates a lot of problems with their faith people and their walk with God. But same way my dad was, I mean, it was just like, and he grew up Jewish. But he took me like once in a while, I don't know, Easter and Christmas, we'd go to a Methodist church. And my mom kind of the same way, but I'd see my mom pray every single night. I could hear her. I almost think she was whispering so that like I could hear, I knew she was praying, right? And I do that to my kids now too. I'm like, what is she doing? Praying over you.
Yeah.
But it was always there. I mean, I think that's one of the greatest gifts is that it wasn't too religious. It was just a relationship with God. And I think to your point, even thinking back about Garrett, it actually, hearing what you're saying about people who have no hope, who have mental illness and he
substance abuse problems or anything like that. Yeah.
That if you can bring a little bit of hope through, especially in this dark world, right? Why not? What do you have to lose? You have everything to lose if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I try to lead through example. I try not to push it on him so much. I just let him see what he can do.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I mean, he's blessed me so many times, over and over. I mean, times even when I just didn't deserve it. At least I didn't think I did. Still don't believe I did. But he just keeps doing it and keeps giving it to me. But I keep, you have to believe. If you don't believe, man, what do you stand for? You're gonna rely on just yourself and nothing else. And
he wants
me,
us
you're
to have a
human, and you're a human
life.
being.
Right.
I can. Any human can break any human like this, man. But you can't break me. Not with Christ in me. When He's for me, no one can beat me. So that's what I do. I really do. And even when I ride, I swear to you, I put it in His hands. Like I'll just say it, man. Just tell me where to go. I can almost close my eyes.
He guides you.
And it's like He's just moving me right where I'm supposed to move. And the only time is when I'm trying to make these. So when things speed up and I'm trying to make decisions without Him, it's telling me to go this way and I'm pulling this way. And then I give up that spot because took me 2 or 3 jumps to get clear. Now I'm clear, and some guy just took that spot and just went all the way through. And I thought, man, he was telling me the whole time just to stay there.
So you talk to God.
So why didn't you listen? I never stop. I have a conversation all the way over here. As we're speaking right now, I talk to Him all the time.
That's amazing. I was at a leadership event last weekend, and I was thinking about that process of, it's the Derby, and I was with 10 really great godly leaders who run big businesses, and a lot of times I over spiritualize in the sense of like, I've got my journal, I've got to do my daily gratitudes, I've got to read my Bible, I've got to wake up at 5 a.m. to have my time with God. And they're like, listen, we're all high performers here, right? But that's not how, when you go spend time with Caleb, does he really want you to bring like a bunch of books and all of this stuff? And Genevieve's my spiritual coach. She said, you were telling us about this, that they get on the horse and then it's like you have 2 minutes kind of to get to know the trainers and the owners and then it's on to the next horse, and what if you just did that every morning? You have 2 minutes with God before you get out of bed, not 10, not 20, not 30. What if you had 2 minutes where you just say, God, we're gearing up for this race today. I just want me and you, and then you go to bed at night, and you kind of talk to Him throughout the day.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go to bed at night, and you're like, how did I do in the race today? And thank you. And you protected me. Like, that sounds like real freeing to me, because I was thinking I wasn't doing enough. And so, and now it's so funny, because I honestly am like, I just got really into this world. There's so much to know about horse racing. But now I feel like my spiritual life is all about horses, and
they are spiritual.
They are very spiritual.
Yeah.
So I look at it, I feel like I've kind of got a new, I don't know, a very cool meaning with my relationship with Christ.
I wake up and I always try to get up a good hour before I need to really be where I need to be, and so that I have that time, get my coffee and have that time to read or pray or whatever it may be. But I mean, you don't have to say the longest prayers, and they don't have to be these extravagant big words and all this other fancy stuff. And some of the most powerful scriptures, some of the most powerful prayers in the Bible are so short, are
Yep.
just little short.
Be still.
Yes, man.
Jesus wept.
Yeah, very. They don't have to. You don't have to go for an hour before church and an hour after church and sit there and how many
Right.
how. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to do some of that's
Sure.
your thing, fine.
course.
But I mean, I can just say
Yeah.
short all day long, and it's great because
Yeah.
it works and it's strong and it's powerful,
I love it. All right, really switching gears. What do you order at Ruby's? Like, what's your pregame meal?
Well, I'm a New Mexico, Texas boy, man. So I'm a steak guy, but I really enjoy your the sushi and the raw bar and seafood and so I've been kind of craving that. That's
Okay.
probably what I'm gonna have a little bit tonight of instead of steak again. But I'll have it before I leave.
What is your pregame wellness plan? Like, what do you do?
I'm not a big guy that worries about so many calories or this and that. Look, I'm not a big eater, and I don't eat 3 times a day. I eat mainly one meal a day, and I eat what I want. But I'm not a big eater.
Yeah.
I work out a lot, so if I do splurge and have your wonderful dessert that you have as well, which I'll probably have too, then I'll just get up an extra hour early in the morning. Besides the first part of
balance.
praying and everything, and
Yeah.
then I take
Yeah.
off on my run, man, and I'll run it off, and I enjoy it. I enjoy
Yeah.
running it off. It's something that sometimes I put it on just so I can run it off.
We are opposites.
Yeah.
With that I hate running. Throw me on a lazy Pilates reformer all day long or some sort of yoga, and I'm happy, and I checks the box that I did.
It's all
something.
good, and as long as you move, you got to keep
Yeah.
moving.
And you love wine. We share a passion for wine, so good red wine.
Yes,
is-
but not
is
until
in there.
after the Derby.
Oh.
So that won't be until
Saturday
Saturday
night.
Saturday night we'll
Hopefully
have a
some
little bit.
champagne.
And wouldn't that be something?
That would be something.
God's will, man. If it's His will, it'll happen.
I
We'll
love
see.
that. I love it so much. Is there anything that you would want, to make sure that we get across in the podcast?
Even you remember when I was going for the Triple Crown,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to wear Jeff Ruby's in the Kentucky Derby, and I got to wear Jeff Ruby's in the Preakness,
Yep.
but I didn't get to wear Jeff Ruby's in the last one, and that crushed me. I mean, that literally killed me. I was trying to, trying to explain to the owners, but they had some deal with something, and they have the say so at the end of it, right? And anyway, ever since then, I don't know. It just really bothered me, and now I make it a point where I let them know, man, I'm going Ruby's all the way, man. So I gotta just glad to be back now, and now I gotta keep it going because there's no law, there's no thing in life that says I can't win all 3 of them again.
Exactly. Yep. I love
There's
that.
nothing that says I can't do that again. Matter of fact, as a young boy, I prayed about this. This is a true story. I used to pray about where my career was going to take me, what I'd do, and I throw these goals out there, right, that I wanted to achieve. And this is crazy, but I always believed that I was going to win 3 Kentucky Derbies and 2 Triple Crowns. I've been blessed to have won 2 Kentucky Derbies and a Triple Crown, and it ain't over yet.
Hey! Oh, wow.
So God's will,
That's
man,
strong.
it can
Okay.
happen, man. It can happen, and it's almost as simple as that. But yet it's so difficult. But it really is. When it's God's will, it'll happen, man.
Yeah. Well, again, I know you're going to have dinner tonight, and so I want to be very mindful of and respectful of your time because you've got a lot going on. You coming across the country, traveling like crazy, so you need to get your sleep. We feel great about it for you. I mean, it's hard.
I think
It's-
the Ruby Boys got a shot. I mean,
I know, it's like
we're
my-
all
which kid am I-
live.
you know,
Listen
like
to
my
me. I
favorite
mean,
kid,
I
but-
think Johnny's horse is really live. I think Javier's horse is really live. And Irad's on the favorite.
Right.
Pratt has a horse that's very, very lightly raced, but extremely, extremely talented. And then you got Tyler Gaffleoni's in there as well. Trying to think who else we got. We got
got
them
a list.
surrounded. I know that, man.
We've got a list.
Yeah, we
Japanese.
Got, we got, oh, did we got a few? You're good.
Yep. Yeah, that was. I am still curious how we had Jeffrey B. Steakhouse in Japanese written on the pants or embroidered that.
Oh,
that
really?
quick. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome talking to you, and feels like we're just sitting having dinner at one of the restaurants, and you're about to go eat. So I want to make sure that you get off and you're happy and you're good and you get plenty of time to rest. But I actually, I don't know that we've ever gone this deep about. I didn't realize how. I mean, I knew you were a man of God. I knew that you honored God and gave Him glory every time I've seen you on, praying and giving honor to God. But sitting here, you've inspired me. I mean, some of these questions and your answers, I'm sitting here like, wow, yeah, that is exactly like, hold on, you're in charge of this right now. You got to get back to reality and interview him. But you've been ministering to me, and I appreciate that. I love, there's so many takeaways I have, and the way that you simplify life, I think that would be the way that you simplify the race, you simplify your game plan, you slow life down, and you simplify your relationship and your conversations with God, and that is very inspiring.
Well, thank you. And we learn every day. We learn from each other, and we continue to do a lot of good things, and sometimes you'll take a step backwards, but then you'll learn from that, and you just take the step forward, and you learn from that, and you just share it with each other, and it just keeps getting better and better.
And I love that. So have an excellent dinner tonight, a 5-star meal, and have
will.
a 5-star race. This weekend we'll be there rooting for you. I'll see you in the Jock Room, and I don't go way back there. I just kind of come where like the families are.
Close enough, yeah.
All the craziness is. I mean, it is so chaotic.
It's so chaotic that it's so soothing and calm, because if you didn't have all that,
that makes sense.
Then your head is just thinking about the race over and over and over again, and it's a really good distraction. It really is. We actually enjoy it.
I love it. Well, and it's like, what sport can you go and the kids are running around and
no
you're changing
sport.
Diapers right there in a locker. Like, it's just pandemonium, but in the best way. But I think it speaks to horse racing, to your culture, family-owned business. For us, it got kids. My kids are down at Ruby's today and watching the Anthony Munoz Foundation Straight A luncheon, and it's like they're running around, and that is who we are. And I think that's what's been so cool about the relationship is you get that family aspect. That's how it is in this amazing, world of horse racing, and that's where we are with our steakhouses and our brand. And so, I hope that the sponsorships live on forever. Keep putting in a good word with these young kids here.
Even when I retire, I told your dad, but my job's going to be to come in and entertain the crowd as they're having dinner. I'm going to come in and tell all these stories.
You're going to be doing table visits like the maitre d'.
You didn't know that, but you're going to have me for a long time.
How was your meal?
I'm going to be on
I'm like a Hall of Fame winning.
I'm going to be in the family a long time. Oh yeah,
I love it. I love it. Awesome. Good to see you. Thank you so much.
But in the meantime, we got a derby to win.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you.
You got it.